Everybody knows I'm a huge fan of Revell kits like this. And I pretty much have every single one that has this type of box art. But here's why I hate Tamiya. Let's get into it. So I'm comparing these two kits for you today. They're both Corsairs, they're both well done, and one is by Revell, which is my preferred, and this one is by Tamiya, which is my other preferred. So let's just get straight into it. I mean, this really won't take long because, you know, you can see this nice kind of glossy looking type of box art, and looks half decent, but I like this dull and dingy box art a little bit better. The dull and dingy box art that is a little bit more cartoonish is more preferred to my liking. So let's get into these kits. So talking about this Revell kit, I have built this before, and I'm planning to build another one. Built two of these Corsairs, both decal versions as usual. You know, there's a lot of cool features about this kit that the Tamiya kit really doesn't offer. And I'm honestly not sure if they offer this type of version in any of their kits, which is also why I really dislike Tamiya. But needless to say, I mean, come on, let's be real. This box art is just incredible. This is just an amazing kit, and honestly, they did do a really nice job on this box art. These are both kits that everybody knows and loves, and if you're a modeler, you've probably built this kit, both of these, maybe even at the same time. So let's just open these up and see what we're getting into. So first things first is the instructions. Now, every single type of Revell instruction is basically identical. And that's also another thing that I really like about Revell kits, is that, you know, they tell you the paint colors that you have to use on this type of thing. And the instructions are so easy. Like, it's made for children. It really is. Kids can put these together and it's super easy. Every part is labeled and accurately depicted in all of these instructions. So it's just super simple and super easy. The Tamiya instructions are a little bit different. First of all, there's 7 different languages on them, which it makes it good for the hobby, you know? I mean, repping out everywhere. But they don't have pages that flip. Like, what is this nonsense? Why does it have a page that does not flip? Like, I just don't understand that. But I guess, you know, whatever. It's nicely depicted. Everything makes sense. I wish they put the actual colors on. Obviously, Tamiya is a brand name. It's obviously identified itself to have the XXX numbers for their painting style. And I can get behind that, for sure. I'd love to have some Tamiya paint someday. But it is a little bit annoying because you can look at a Revell instruction kit and go, boom, OD. All right, let's go. You know, paint it. With Tamiya, now that I'm novice in Tamiya kits, I struggle with this. I really look for colors, and I struggle with it. So, needless to say, the colors are a little bit confusing, and there's a lot more parts to these kits too, which I don't mind. Now, I don't mind at all. But still, there's a lot more parts to this kit. And which is cool. I like that. It's just not as kid friendly, which I guess if you're a pro scale modeler, then that's really not what you want, because you want as much detail as you want. But anyways, so the rest of these are really, really detailed and really good instructions for a beginner if you did want to start off with a Tamiya kit instead of starting off with kiddish Revell kits. One thing that is really cool about this kit in particular is that the wings actually fold up and down. So you can have the wings up or down whenever you'd like. You can change this at any time. And you can put in the extra detail if you wanted to have this area not be so open. If you're a pro modeler, it's kind of a cool feature to have in a kit. You can put in as much detail as you want and have the wings still fold up and down. I did on mine, and it's a really cool feature to have. Also, all these things move up and down as well. They all have joints so that you can have your gear up or your gear down, which is a super cool feature if you're a kit builder, because there really isn't a lot of kits out there that have that feature. But where there's moving parts, there's also less detail. So if you want high detail, you have to put in that little extra work, which makes us pro modelers in the end anyways. So just give and take. I mean, honestly, with this feature, with the Tamiya kit, you can have the wings up or down, but they have to be glued in position, which is unfortunate. But if you're looking at it from a perspective, you kind of have your vision about what you want your model to be in the first place. So having this type of thing is actually really, really cool that they did. And I love this about Tamiya kits. And I mean, seriously, look at all the detail in all of these pictures. It's extraordinary, honestly. It's extraordinary. Now, I'm not going to go into the decal variants just because this is a cheaper kit. It is less expensive, and it's been around forever and probably still will be around until I die. So basically what I want to go into here is just the sprues itself. So they each come with 4 different sprues, but you can considerably see that the parts, there's a lot less parts on this kit than there is on the Tamiya kit. And for me particularly, I like this. I like the fact that there isn't a lot of parts just because models are so much work. I mean, come on, let's be real. So when you get a kit like this and open it, you go, there's endless opportunities for me to destroy this thing and make it look cool and make it look scale. But there's also endless opportunities for them to fail on their part too with their terrible, terrible panel lines. So like I said, there is definitely some give and take. It's nice to have a kit that doesn't have a lot of parts, but it's also nice to have a kit that has very detailed parts. And most of the time when I open a Revell kit, all the parts are they're half hanging off, which is nice when you clip them off, but you can lose parts, so it can be a hassle as well. So opening this kit, I mean, you're just looking at a premium kit that just has awesome, crazy good detail and really, really good part design and packaging. So looking at this kit, I absolutely love it. It's a great kit to have, and I mean, holy cow, there couldn't be anything more good about it. The panel lines are just so crisp. There's good detail on the propeller and on the engines. There's decent detail on the interior, everything like that. It just shows you how good quality Tamiya kits are. And I mean, look at the detail on those inside of the wings. It's just incredible. So there's not a whole lot bad I could honestly say about this kit because it's just such a nice kit. It comes with little parts for spacers and different options for fuel tanks and things like that, which is so cool. And also it comes with 2 different pilots, so that's pretty cool as well. And you know, honestly, there isn't a lot of bad things to say about the Tamiya kit. The only thing that I hate about Tamiya, the last thing, is that I started a Revell collection. Last but not least is the decal sheet. Now, if you look at this decal sheet, you get a hint of what I'm talking about here. I mean, everything is so crisp. So crisp. But what you don't know is that these decals are really thick. They have endlessly been a problem for modelers around the world ever since they began, and they've never quite figured out this problem yet. But they still go on fine. I mean, I'm being way too picky here. And honestly, if I were to give a choice, I would prefer the Tamiya kit, to be honest. It's just a nicer kit. Way more detail, way less work that has to happen. But there's a lot of cool features that Revell has as well that Tamiya doesn't offer. So, in conclusion, there's a lot of good things about Revell, and there's a lot of great things about Tamiya. And honestly, looking at the kit just makes me so disappointed that I don't have more of them, because this is insane. I have this whole Revell collection, and every build is a nightmare. An easy nightmare, but a nightmare. So there's a lot less parts. The decal sheets are a bit better, but the detail is just not there. The detail is completely gone out of Revell kits. And in Tamiya kits, it's just so much better to have a Tamiya kit. So, future videos, I'm going to start building some awesome Tamiya models, preferably warbirds. Might start with their Zero and like Japanese collection to match my socks. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Sign up to Patreon, support my channel. You get instant access to key features on there, and just keep watching. I really appreciate every single view, and I will see you in the next video. Let's get back to building.